Hey, what's up? Welcome back. We are here with part 3 of our trophy push, trying to get to the top 100. We have so far not used any gems while attacking. We have used some gems to buy some food because our food cost is outrageous at this point. We are level 75 king. We are using cannon, pyromancer, mummy. Not too much cannon, but they are helpful in the beginning sometimes. And our heal spell level 11. Blade Storm level 6, I want to say. Yep, Blade Storm level 6 and Sonic Blast level 6. So heal and Blade Storm are not maxed. Our Mummy is only level 2. Our Pyromancer is maxed out. And this is an old familiar friend, Golf Como. We've raided him several times in the past. We'll try and take him down again. So for those that may have missed the introduction on how to counter these gargoyles, you got to make sure you use your Sonic Blast and your Blade Storm as you are being attacked by these gargoyles. When you do that, it kills them before they can hurt you. So then that just pretty much makes them a wasted wave unit in your defenses once you actually have that proper strategy down. So we are running into a little bit of issue. He has a lot of R blasters that are doing a good amount of damage. We need to clear this section right here so we can get a healing spot. We've got a healing spot now, so now we should be in the clear. So we can sit here and recover some. And we need our health. You cannot rush recklessly in these elite level bases. If you do that, you're going to die. Your health is way more important. And we do not want to use gems if we don't have to. It is also conversely a lot cheaper, gem-wise, to actually use the healing scroll than to die. Death at this level, when you're at like level 70 plus king, it costs like 16 gems or so. It gets really, really expensive. And you can see conversely up there, the heal scroll only costs 9 gems. So it is a lot cheaper to actually use the heal scroll rather than to die. So if you are going to use some gems, we're staying in that corner over there because we don't want to take damage from the units that are spawning out of the castle gates. We're going to head back up now. The mummy is positioned into the front of the castle gates, so he's going to take all the initial damage there. We're going to call them away and hopefully try and take out this skull tower, but we can't. The mummies did enough damage to take down the castle gate, so we didn't get 100%. We still got the castle gate down, which gives us a good amount of trophies. We ended up getting 97%. So we got lucky again, pulled all 3 treasure chests. We are looking for food specifically because the food cost is getting expensive. After every 4 raids, we have to buy food for gems. So you can see here, we don't have enough food. We might be able to if we collect all our farms. I doubt it because I think it takes 177 to attack. Yeah, so we don't have enough food. And we can actually watch a video to get our 17 food. The video doesn't appear to be working, so we're going to have to end up buying our food again. So we're going to close out of that. And it looks like it's still stuck on trying to load the video. So I'll actually go and force close that, and that should work. So you can see it brought us back to the loading screen, so it's actually going to load up the game again and get out of that glitch status. So for me personally, I've never been able to watch a video to get food. So I've heard it's worked for some people, but for me personally, it has never worked. So that pretty much there's no way for me to get food besides buying it or actually just getting our farms and collecting them. It hasn't been an issue until now when I'm starting to do like a constant running series of just pushing. We've been playing for about an hour straight now. So we have bought food, I believe, once or twice. Here we have a 3,700 trophy base. Gargoyle heavy again. You're going to see a lot of these bases gargoyle heavy because it's really, really powerful. People don't know how to counter it yet. So we are going to go and attack him, and if we make a careless mistake, we end up dying. It's no question about it. Gargoyle bases are extremely powerful. And there is a lot of room for death. So you have to save your spells. You have to time your spells correctly. Sonic Blast and Blade Storm seem to do the trick to kill them. Popped out a cannon there. Popped out our Sonic Blast. Game is frozen. Bring out a Mummy for his second Gargoyle wave. Because I used both of my spells there. I shouldn't have used both of my spells, but I ended up doing it by mistake. His second wave wasn't gargoyles, which is interesting. A lot of damage right there. We're sitting back and healing, bring out a Mummy. I bring out a couple Pyromancers. Sonic Blast up here. Get up here so we can take out the gargoyles with the Sonic Blast as well before it goes off cooldown. You don't want to be too bunched up together with units. You want to have your units scattered just a little bit. And you can see he's got a lot of ranged DPS with his R blasters. So thankfully the Mummy actually has a resistance to piercing. So we're able to block a lot of that piercing damage. You can see right there, we weren't able to kill the gargoyles, so we took about 50% HP. And we have around like 10,000 life right now. So that's a lot of damage. And right here we have a shitload of gargoyles. The gargoyles did not die, and we're going to scroll because we were really, really close to dying. So it's better to scroll than to die. A lot cheaper. Okay, we need to get a Mummy out here so we can protect ourselves. What we've been doing is we're bringing out a couple Pyromancers and Cannons. We're going to run back and let the Mummy die to all the gargoyles there. We have 30 some odd seconds, so we're going to come up and Sonic Blast the gate. We need to take out the gates to get most of the percentage. We do have some Pyromancers and other units coming up that will do some cleanup work. We got our second Sonic Blast off. His Castle Gate appears to be at max level, so it's taking 3 Sonic Blasts to get through. And we barely made it with 2 seconds left. Did not get 100%, but we probably ended up getting 95 or 96%, which is still a great amount of medals. So you can see we gained 280 or 310 medals and 17 trophies. A good amount of loot, 210 as well. Yay, we got bread! The reason we want bread is because, again, the gems are costing us a fortune to buy bread. So the more bread that we can get, the more fights that we can do, and the less gems that it costs us. So only 7 trophies, so we're going to pass on that one. This one has a little bit more trophies, a little bit more medals, a little bit more gold. So we'll go ahead and give this one a go. It is also a Garg heavy base. So again, we'll use our strategies of killing the Gargs. And in Garg heavy bases, if you do it right, they're actually very, very easy to go against. Because you're wasting all those morale points using the gargoyles. And if they all just die before doing any damage whatsoever, then it's just a complete waste of morale points. The last base we had a lot of trouble with because of the Arb Blasters. The Arb Blasters did tons of ranged DPS. We are heading back here. Almost dead. And you can see we're having an issue here. His towers are really, really powerful. His Gargs have done a decent amount of damage. So again, we are going to sit back, let our troops die, and try and heal up some. So I want to say that my Sonic Blast is not killing the gargoyles anymore. If you stand right there, stand still, you can actually shoot back all those bombs from the Skull Tower, which makes them very ineffective. We are just rushing forward now because we do need to make up some time. And you can see we almost died, so we're going to scroll right there. That will also help our mummy stay alive. So we have full health at the castle gate. I shouldn't have bring out a cannon because the cannon is not going to get anywhere. We're going to move over to the corner with our hero. And we're going to take down the castle gate. So 1 scroll to go through the base. Not too bad at all. As you get higher up into the leaderboards, you are going to be using scrolls a lot more frequently because they are extremely tough bases. If our heal spell was higher and if our mummy was higher, maybe things would have changed. Also, I believe conversely that the Blade Storm isn't killing the gargoyles in one hit anymore. I believe those were level 4 gargoyles. I may be wrong. It's really hard to tell the level of a defending person's attack gargoyles and units. They are like color coordinated now, but it's extremely hard. As you are trying to fight and go through the bases, you can't really tell if this is like a dark brown or like a light brown, or you just don't have time to look at the gargoyle's level. So we'll go here. This is interesting. Ogre up front. I don't like ogres in the waves. They're very, very weak. A lot of guards as well. 8 trophies. It's going to be a fairly high amount of trophies now as we keep pushing forward. You stay with the corner left right there. And you do that so that the mortar doesn't shoot out the poison right away to you. This is where I bring out a cannon or so. Cannons come in, you know, great effect when people have skull towers up front. And I'm going to bring out a bunch of pyromancers to help clean up all these. See, I was a mistake right there. I was too close to my mummy, so the mummy took splash damage from all the gargoyles. You want to keep separation between your units, your hero, and your units, so that only one of them dies from the gargoyles. That makes them less effective. So we can take that. He only had one gargoyle there, so that's why I said I could take it with the hero. It's better to take it with the hero if there's only one, because you want to keep your units alive. The mummies can stun everything, so the stun effect is awesome. You can see we have an army of mummies, so we're going to have a lot of stun going on now. And this base gave us little issues moving forward and just mowing down things. We're staying over here because we don't want to take the damage from the gargoyles. And you can see one of our mummies goes down, but the other ones are all alive. So we have an army of mummies still. You see, we have to run away. We are low on HP, so I'm going to spawn a mummy. Let the mummy take the wave right there, get the aggro on them. So this is just like in an MMORPG, you can have units like aggro, other units. So like what I did there was I let the mummy go forward, I moved off to the side. The enemy AI units, they actually targeted the mummy versus targeting me. And so that allowed the hero to stay alive. And the hero is way more important with that much life. He only had about 1/4 of his life. We barely made it with 1 second left. And, you know, you can see we had a lot of time getting to the castle gate. But at the castle gate, we had some issues because he had a strong skull tower there. He had a good amount of waves. My hero, you know, got a little carelessly and took damage too much. So things can still go wrong if you get to the castle gate and, you know, don't pay attention and don't focus. A great job. We got really lucky. Grabbed another like 300,000 in loot right there from the chamber. So we're at 3667. We have jumped all the way up to rank 182. And we'll go do one more raid here. You see this right here? This is an old style base. He hasn't really changed it. He has tons of arc blasters. So this one actually may pose a really big threat to us because the arc blasters do tons of damage, just massive amounts of damage, especially when they're clumped up like this. We're going to actually pass on that for that reason. Again, 6 trophies. Here's a 7 trophy base. It looks like strictly gargoyles. And we'll go after this base right here. The reason we passed on the last gargoyle base is because you can counter a gargoyle base that has a few gargoyles in each wave, or like several waves, all gargoyles. But it's really hard to counter a base that is just like non-stop gargoyles. Like every single wave is full of gargoyles. It's really hard to counter that because they come at you so quickly. Your spells don't have enough cooldown to get through and blast them. So that's why we kind of stopped fighting that base right there. This base right here has a good mix of units. which should be fairly easy to get through. It also doesn't look that intimidating base defense-wise. He's using the ogres, which I believe is a mistake right now. He has Arb Blasters in there, but with the mix of gargoyles, he's wasting up wave points. And with the ogres, he's wasting up a lot of wave points. Because the ogres are, I want to say, 12 wave points to cast. I'm going to bring out a cannon here to help out with this tower in the beginning. And we took a shitload of damage, so we have to scroll. We did not have any NO. You can see we just lost because the tent got defeated. So I didn't pay attention to the units that got through, and we ended up dropping a whole bunch of trophies. We dropped 36 trophies right there. And what happened was that the cannon doesn't target units, and I didn't summon any pyromancers at all. So I believe an ogre or a couple of Arb Blasters got through, and they didn't die, and so they went right to the tent, and they started pounding away on the tent. And before I could realize it, the tent was down. So when the tent goes down, you lose. So hopefully we will try and get our trophies back here. We lost a whole bunch. And that's the downside there of, you know, one simple mistake can take away 4 or 5 victories that you do. You do have to make sure, like in the last battle, that you take out all these units. And I spawned out the cannons, which don't attack units, which was a very, very big, big issue in the last fight. When you spawn out pyromancers, they do damage to units. It's a good idea to keep an eye on your mini-map above where you see little blue dots and your little red dots. If you see any red dots that are getting close to your tents, it is a great idea to spawn some pyromancers and to actually, have them kill those units. So here's the downside of having a gargoyle tower or a snake tower. It doesn't do any damage, and I was able to sit back there and recover some. I'm going to bring out a cannon to help kill that gargoyle tower back there. Because pyromancers don't do much damage at all to the gargoyle tower. Fire on fire is not a good attacking strategy. You can see very, very simple base. Pretty much mowing through it, no issues. So this will be the last battle here. We'll cut, and then we'll break it up into part 4, since they are getting a little lengthy in the videos. At this rate, we might be able to break into the top 100 in the next 30 minutes or an hour or so.